नहमदुहु व नसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now in the previous lesson we have looked at some preposition particle, and this lesson we would look some more preposition particle. But just before looking into the preposition particle, I wanted to bring a particle which looks like a preposition particle, but it functions differently than that. A particle which is working the same as when you use an English conjunction and. It is used to connect two nouns or phrases. And the difference between the preposition particle wow and this conjunction particle is that this conjunction particle do not pushes a noun to the jar, while the preposition particle pushes the noun into the jar. Now let's take some example of this conjunction particle so that the things are clear for you. Now I'm going to take some example from Surah Ar-Rahman, which is chapter number 55, verse number 1 to 6, where it says that Ar-Rahmanu allama al-Qur'an khalaqa al-insan allamahu al-bayan ash-shamsu wal-qamaru bihusban wan-najmu wash-shajaru yasjudan. Now you can see here that wal qamaru, here the noun has not gone into the jar case, so that means this particle is not the prepositional wow, but it is the conjunction particle which is joining this ashamsu with a qamaru. And similarly you can see in this case also that one najmu and washajaru, they both are not gone into the jar because the najmu and the shajaru are not into the jar. Therefore this wow with a fatha is a conjunction particle, is not the preposition particle. Najmu is means star, while the shajarun is then the tree. Another particle that we want to take is that the preposition particle kaf, which has the vibration of kaf with a fatha, and its meaning is as or like. And you can see that these are used as in the English context as that he is fast as for. So there you would use the kaf over there when you wanted to compare two things as like or with as. Second example is that he works like a machine, and here you have used the like, and there you would use in Arabic sentences the kaf with a fatha. Now let's take an example from Arabic side as well, that asadun means is a line. So if I want to say somebody is like a line, then I can put the kaf in front of it, and then I can put is kaf with the fatha, and that means like a line, and this kaf would push this asadun into the jar case, which would be then ka asadun, and that would go down to ka asadin. Now let's take some example from Quran where it says that asfun. Asfun means is a straw, but if you wanted to say like a straw, you would put the ka in front of it, and then it will become ka asfun, and this kaf would then push this asfun into the jar case. It will become then ka asfin. Now this has been used in Surah Al-Fil chapter number 105 verse number 5, where it says that faja'alahum ka asfin ma'kul. So ka asfin is like, ma'kul is eaten up, ma'kul, and faja'alahum is that so made them like eaten up straw. Let's take another example which says that farashun, moths, then it will say that al farashu, and if you put the kaf in front of it, it will become then kal farashu, and then alif with the fatha, which is hamzatul wasl, would act, it will become kal farashu, and then ka would act on it and would take it to the jar, it will become then kal farashi. And that's what is used in Surah Al-Qari'ah chapter number 101 and verse number 4, where it says that yawma yakunu nasu kal farashil mabthuth. So that day, basically on the judgment day, yawma yakunu nasu, and the people would be like moth, dispersed. So they would be like the dispersed moths. Now let's take another example where it says that ahnun. Ahnun is the wool. If you want to say that the wool, it would become al ahnu, and if you wanted to put the ka in front of it, then it will become kal and ahnu, and then that hamzatul wasl would act away, and then it is kal ahnu, and that ka would pushes this ahnu into the jar, it will become then kal ahni, that means like a wool. So where you see that in Surah Al-Qari'ah chapter number 101 verse number 5, where it says that وَتَكُونُ الْجِبَالُ كَالْأَهْنِ الْمَنْفُوشِ. Jibal is the plural of the Jabalun, which is the mountain. So وَتَكُونُ, so and that mountain will become كَالْأَهْنُ, like wool. Manfush means is fluffed away. Takes another example which says that criminal, and which is mujrimun, and if you wanted to say that the criminal, it will become al-mujrimu, and if you want to put the ka in front of it, so this will become then kal mujrimu, and that hamzatul wasl has to act, it will be kal mujrimu, and this would go to the jar case when it becomes that kal mujrimi. Now let's take the different cases of the mujrimun, whereas mujrimun and the rafa would be mujrimun, and the nasab would be mujriman, and the jar it will be mujrimin. The dual case of it will be mujrimani, mujrimaini, mujrimaini. The plural would be then mujrimuna, mujrimina, mujrimina. Let's put al on there to make it the criminal. It will be then al mujrimu, and these whole things would change as al mujrimu, al mujrima, al mujrimi, al mujrimani, al mujrimaini, al mujrimaini, and al mujrimuna, al mujrimina, al mujrimina. Now if kaf is put in front of them, then these all would push away. If you put it there, then they would push away to the jar case. So let's take the first case, which is then ka al mujrimu would become kal mujrimi, and then kal mujrimani would become kal mujrimani, and then kal al mujrimuna would become kal mujrimina, and that's what the plural of it will be. Ka al mujrimuna would become kal mujrimina, and that's what is used in Surah Al-Qalam, chapter number 68, verse number 35 to 36, where it says that afanaj'alul muslimina kal mujrimina ma lakum kayfa tahkumun. Afanaj'al, shall we make Muslims like criminal? Of course not. That means ma lakum, that what happened to you, kayfa, how, tahkumuna, that you judge, that how you judge that those people who are following the Allah words, they are Muslim, should they be treated as criminal, or should the disbeliever should be treated as criminal? Of course the disbeliever would be treated as criminal, not the Muslims. Let's take another particle which says that lam, and lam with a kasra, that means for, to, and because of. It is also used for belonging. Later on we will look at the example of them as well. So for example, for Moses we would use then lam over there for the ownership. So in case of Zayd, that if you put lam over there, then it means li Zaydun would become then li Zaydin. So that means it is for Zayd, or it belongs to the Zayd. Now for Hamid, when we say that lam, then it will be Hamidun, and that would push away to li Hamidin. And for Ibrahim, let's take it then li plus Ibrahimu, and then li Ibrahima. And for Moses, then li Musa, and then it will be li Musa. So I've taken three examples, one from that Mabni Asma, which is then li Musa, where you can say now that this Musa is different than this Musa, because this Musa is in Rafa and that one is in Jar. And similarly li Ibrahimu, because Ibrahimu, Ibrahima, Ibrahima. So you can see that this is not the nasab case, but this one is the jar, because it's used as with the preposition particle li Ibrahima. And here you can see that li Hamidun and li Hamidin. Now let's take another example. We would be dealing with a situation where the fluency would be affected. Now let's take that boy, which is waladun, and this make it the boy, it will be al waladu. And if you now want to put the lam in front of it, it will be li al waladu. Now here you can see that there is a situation where the fluency is affected just because of that alif with a fatha, which is the hamzatul wasl. Now the Arabic people just drop this thing away and then join this lam with the lam over there. So in that case, when this situation happened, you would be just dropping that hamzatul wasl alif, because it affects the fluency. So it would be then lil waladu, and now because there is a preposition particle before it, so this will push it to the jar case, it will be then lil waladi. Now let's take another example of the same nature where the fluency is affected, where it says that muttaqi is the one who is fearing Allah, the person, and make it the muttaqi, so it will be al-muttaqi. So I will use the exact word as muttaqi, someone who fears Allah, not the translation, but this thing I would be using it for most of the time for this word. Now the plural of it will be al-muttaquna, al-muttaqina, al-muttaqina. Let's use the plural of it, which will be muttaquna and al-muttaquna, and when you put the lam over there, it will then become li al-muttaquna. Now this alif is affecting the fluency again, so this alif would be dropped away, and then it will become then lil muttaquna, because this is the preposition particle lam, so this will push this thing away to the jar case, and it will become then lil muttaqina. And that's what is used in Surah Al-Baqarah chapter number 2 verse number 2, where it said ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. So ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ, so this is the book, لَا رَيْبَ, there is no doubt, فِيهِ, in it, هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, and it is the guidance for the muttaqin. Now let's take another example of the same nature, and it is then kafirun, that which is the disbeliever. So if you put alif in there, it will be al-kafiru, and the plural of it in rafa, nasab and jar would be then al-kafiruna, al-kafirina, al-kafirina. Now the al-kafiruna, when is preceded by lam, it will be li al-kafiruna, and then the lam is followed by alif fatha, which is the hamzatul wasl, makes a fluency problem, so we have to drop it away, and then it will be lil kafiruna, and since it is the harf jar, so it will pushes away the things to the jar case, so it will be lil kafirin. And that's what is used in Surah Al-Isra chapter number 17 verse number 8. We said asa rabbukum, that maybe your Lord, an yarhamakum, that have mercy on you, wa in uttum, and if you repeat, udna, we will repeat. What does that mean? That what repeat? Wa in uttum, and if you repeat, so this means if you repeat disbelieving, udna, then we will repeat the punishment. So wa in uttum udna, so if you repeat, we will repeat. Wa ja'alna, and we have made jahannama, jahannam, the hell, lil kafirina, for the disbeliever, hasira. That means hasira is taken out from hasar. Hasar mean is the surrounding, something which is enclosed. So hasira is then the dungeon. So asa rabbukum an yarhamakum wa in uttum udna wa ja'alna jahannama lil kafirina hasira. Let's take same nature example again, and then nasun, an-nasu, and if you put the lam over there, it will be then li an-nasu. So just take that alif away, so it will be then lin-nasu, and it will be then lin-nasi. And this lin-nasi is used in Surah Al-Baqarah chapter number 2 verse number 159, where it says that innal ladhina yaktumuna ma anzalna min al-bayyanati wal huda min ba'di ma bayyanahu lin-nasi fil kitabi ulaika yal'anahumullahu wa yal'anahumul la'inun. Innal ladhina, and indeed those, yaktumuna is from katama, kaf ta mim, that means katama. It's look like katama, it's look like cut. When you cut something, you hide it, you conceal it. So that means innal ladhina yaktumuna, and indeed those people who conceal ma anzalna, that whatever we have sent down, minal bayyinati, from the clear evidences, wal huda, and the guidance, min ba'di, after that, ma bayyanahu linnasi, that we have explained it, or we have evidenced it for the people, fil kitabe, and the book, ulaika, those are the one, yal'anahumullahu, the one cursed by Allah, wa yal'anahumul la'inun, and cursed by the cursor as well. Let's take the lam preposition and the form of belonging, where it says that lillahi. So if something belongs to Allah, then you would say that lillahi, where it says that for Allah. So it is an ownership which is used in Surah Luqman, chapter number 31, verse number 26, where it says that lillahi ma fis samawati wal ard inna allaha huwa ghaniyul hamid. Lillahi, that for Allah is whatever is in the heaven and the earth. Inna allaha, and indeed Allah is the one huwa al-ghaniyul hamid, and indeed he is free of need. Ghani means is free of any need, that you're not dependent on anyone. Hamidun is from the hamad, ha mim dal is the hamad. Hamad means is the praise, so hamid is the praiseworthy. Here you can see there is a little bit trouble of the font, where this thing should have been an orange color, but just because I have used that together, so it is not possible for me to turn this into orange color. So you can accept it as an orange, but this one, lam, has to push this thing away into the jar case. Now that was it for this lesson, and in the next lesson we will take some more particles. So I will see you there. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.